This week on Steel Horse Thunder.
This is our signature ride.
The sun's shining, and I know it's going to be a good ride. It's all about the Nathans. From the high-profile story of Nathan Trapuzzano.
Nathan did enjoy life. He was really excited about having just been married, excited about starting a family.
I just keep, showing my support in any way that I can.
To a young man's story that you may not have heard of, Nathan Gentry.
Nathan's a kind-hearted young man who loves wrestling. He was an Eagle Scout, loved writing his own music, playing guitar.
All that and much more on Steel Horse Thunder. Not a motorcycle.
No, it's not a motorcycle.
I love to cook, and so I hope everybody loves to eat.
Nailed it. Hey, we're up here in Canby, Indiana at Heavy's Bar and Grill. We're here for the Nathan Trapuzzano ride. Got a lot of people showing up. We got a good day for it. Let's go talk to some people and find out a little bit more about them. I know this is a very emotional day. A lot of people turned out for the motorcycle ride, and it's been a pretty overwhelming success so far. Can you tell us a little bit about Nathan?
I can tell you a whole lot about Nathan, but mostly that he was a good kid, a good son, a great brother, and we're going to miss him terribly. We already have missed him terribly. Nate was, I hear people talk about the man he was, but he was my son, and he loved to have a good time. I always told my kids, you can party as hard as you work, and Nate worked hard and he partied hard, and he really enjoyed life. He was brilliant, talented, music-wise, mathematics-wise, and hey, it's this world's loss.
Well, to me, there's nothing more satisfying than to hear that somebody enjoyed life. And to me, that's one of the most important elements we can possibly have in our life.
It is, and Nathan did enjoy life. He was really excited about having just been married, excited about starting a family, and unfortunately, his life ended before he even got to meet his daughter. But I'll tell you what, she's going to know her daddy.
I won't ever forget about him, but I guess, I didn't live with him lately as he was, I grew up with him, and then, as years grew on, and he got older, he kind of moved away, and, we were still stay close, but I wasn't really familiar with, all his friends and stuff, but it's good to know that, people knew him and still remember him.
Hey, Mark, I know this ride is extremely important to you. I understand you were the first person there on the scene when the tragedy happened. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
April 1st this year, about 5:50 in the morning, I'm getting my bike out of the garage and I hear a gunshot. And I look down the street, but at 5:50 in the morning, it's pretty dark. I don't see anything. And so I get ready to go to work, and I roll down the street, and our street is Exeter, which is right across from the tire shop where he was killed. And I see a body laying there, and so I just roll up right up there to him and leave my headlight on him, and a girl come running across the street at the same time saying he'd just been shot. So we kind of stayed there with him until the paramedics got there, and it was horrible, but I mean, I wasn't gonna leave him, and we just did what we could, and then the paramedics got there and they took him away right away, and then my bike was taped off in a crime scene after that for about 4 hours. But I went to the funeral and met some of the family members, and I just felt like I knew the kid, and I had never met him before until that day, and I've been tied to it since, and we showed up for this because I just want to show the family that I still support everything about what happened, and we're just we're bikers, and it's a brotherhood, and we just care, and that's what we're here for.
How are you holding up today?
Today is going to be tough. Nathan would be 25 years old today, and I have to stand at a graveside and sing him happy birthday. But I'm going to be fine. We're all going to be fine. We just want to see some justice done at this point.
I think that is what everybody here has felt. Everybody that came on the motorcycles, everybody is feeling that same thing. It's time for justice. It's time for some change.
There's definitely needs to be some change here. We have for too long tolerated people doing things and getting away with it. it has to end. There are laws in this country, and we need to enforce those laws instead of letting people just get a little slap on the wrist and walk off. So I hope that Nathan's memory will be served the way it should be.
And I have a feeling it will be. Well, thank you so much for taking time. I know this is going to be a tough day for you, and our thoughts, our prayers are definitely with you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Curtis, I know this ride is near and dear to you. You know a lot about it. Can you tell us a little bit about the ride and how it all came about?
Well, right after Nate had died, we were at the showing, and the wife and I was talking, how to help Cecilia and Jennifer out. So we got heads together and decided to do a benefit ride and looked at the upcoming Saturdays. And his birthday happened to fall on a Saturday this year, so what better way to remember Nathan than do a benefit ride on his birthday?
I think that's important too, is so many times people are there when everything first happens, and then now here we are month and a half, after, and it seems like that's when people start to kind of fade away, and Jennifer, doesn't have that support that she had at the very beginning. I think it's important that you guys are here today.
Not knowing anything about him until after reading everything on the internet and hearing about his life and his unborn child and everything, it was just so sad. And it's just been something that we've been tied to since that morning, and I can't let it go.
Hey Russ, Deb, I know you guys do an awful lot around here. Obviously, it's our Steel Horse Thunder Bike Night on Thursday nights here at Heavy's, but you guys do an awful lot with the motorcycle community.
Well, we been in the bar business off and on for the last 15 years, and I found out that the biker community really supports our business a lot, and we try to do a lot to give back for them, and something like this cause here is just one example of what we try to do to help out with the community, the biking community and everything. How
hard is it for you to keep emotions aside and to be able to do the work that's needed to put something like this together?
Somewhat the emotions actually kind of help drive you to get everything done, and then it's just stay busy, try not to think about everything.
Well, and I know you haven't had a whole lot of time to put this together, so I'm sure you've been extremely busy. Have you had a lot of help doing this?
We've had quite a bit of help. The wife has done a whole lot more than I have, to be quite honest. I mean, I work I work 12 hours or so a day, and a lot can't get done. So the wife, a lot of that's resting on her.
So does she get a ride with you all the time?
Every chance we get. As long as it's nice out, that's all I ever hear. Take me for a ride.
Is this the only bike that she's been on? I noticed that you took her for a ride today on it.
I've got this one, another one in the quad, and I can't keep her off any of them.
Well, that's pretty cool. Well, I hope you enjoy riding on your bikes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you guys do some pretty good food here too after these rides, don't you?
We do. I'm from a big family, so my mama taught me to cook and not allowed to cook. So I put on more than what a normal, hot dog hamburger thing is, and chips. I put on a pretty big spread, and I think people like that.
I hate the stereotypes about the Midwest. And then you pulled up on this. Explain your mic.
It's a 2010 Street Glide. Paint job was done by my son-in-law and my daughter. I was actually out of town and come home and it was completely disassembled. But they promised me that I'd love it. And I grew up in a small town in Tennessee and love cows.
So what do you call this?
This is the Mad Cow.
Mad Cow.
Yep.
So it's not a motorcycle?
No, it's not a motorcycle. Or you'd call it a Moo Glide.
A Moo Glide.
Yep.
I like the Moo Glide. So do you get people asking you about it?
It didn't, first year it didn't, but here in the past couple years, yeah, everybody's starting to get attention and everything else. And it's hard to hide now because, you can't say it wasn't me because it's the only one in Indiana. So.
Ruthie. You don't look big enough to have a motorcycle license. You look like you're about 12 years old. So how long have you been riding?
Since I was 4. I can't do the math. 42 now. I don't know the math. Very long time.
Very long time. What are you riding now?
Today I'm on a 750 Shadow.
How long have you had this?
I've had this a little bit over 2 years.
Have you really?
Yes.
What else do you ride?
CBR 1000 and a CR 85 dirt bike.
Now, CBR 1000. Do you have a little step ladder to get up on there or what?
No, I just use my tippy toes, one-sided.
There you
You
go.
know.
There you go. So, riding style, which do you prefer, cruiser or the? I call them crotch rockets.
I like to go fast. I have a need for speed, so I have to say the crotch rocket's probably my favorite.
You know, they're fun, but for me, it's my elbows, my arms, my shoulders. They kind of wear out after about an hour and a half. But they are an awful lot of fun, aren't they?
They are, especially at high speeds and in the turns.
On a closed course, of course.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Track days,
There
most
you go.
important. You don't have to worry about debris, you don't have to worry about cars, you don't have to worry about animals, and you don't have to worry about those other red and blue lights.
Any big plans this year?
Well, the beginning of it seems to be, since we're gonna go out for a long ride today with several other riders. Plan to get on the dirt tracks quite a bit this year, as well as hoping to do a few track days on the sport bike.
Ruthie, what I like about you is you just break everything down. All right. First of all, you're not big enough to ride a motorcycle. You're a woman. You know, not only do you ride a motorcycle, but you ride some pretty fast motorcycles. You ride dirt bikes. I mean, you do it all. I mean, what possesses you to do that?
It's in the veins, you know. I've been bit by the bug, and I just love it. It's my passion. Just love it.
Well, I have a funny feeling you're going to have a lot of years, a lot of happy miles, a lot of safe miles ahead of you. So you go and have some fun.
I plan on it. Thank you.
Or the American Legion in Brownsburg for the Nathan Gentry charity ride and blood drive.
You know, I don't know a whole lot about Nathan. I don't know a whole lot about the blood drive or anything that's going on today. So why don't we go inside? Let's see if we can find some family members, some friends, learn a little bit more about Nathan, a little bit more about the organization in his memory. Nora, could you tell us a little bit about Nathan?
Nathan's a kind-hearted young man who loves wrestling. He was an Eagle Scout, loved writing his own music, playing guitar, hanging out with his friends. He wanted to be in charge of the bonfires. I think he got that from his Eagle Scouting, being a firecrafter. But just a kind soul who wants to help all of his friends and everyone.
So what was it that brought this ride and this whole charity thing about?
Unfortunately, on May 19th, 2012, he was in a car crash that took his life 6 days before his high school graduation.
I know it's been a little while, but I know it's still very hard for you. It's still very difficult. But this type of a charity event and this something that's being done in his name and his memory, does it help bring a smile?
It warms my heart to see the community come out and just to remember Nathan. He was the kind of person that, again, wanted to help everyone, and so I thought this would be a great way to continue in his memory to help the community.
All right, Linda, I know you had a pretty important job here on this ride. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, Nora is very special, and Doug to our post. They've done so much for us. And what I've done as the events coordinator is I stepped in and I helped her get some auction items. I created the poster and we got it out. Contacted the flyer and some of the other advertising, got it on the websites. So I did a lot of behind the scenes to help Nora, but the big thing was to get the auction items here, and we have got many fantastic auction items.
What is your secret? I walked in there and I saw all the auction items, and it's all different. It's not like it's just motorcycle stuff. It's not just sport stuff. There's a little bit of everything here. How do you manage that?
Networking and connections. We put it out to the post at our membership meeting, and we said to the members, we need some help. Everybody knows somebody. Reach out to somebody that you know and help us grab these. So we've got some guys that are into racing really heavy. They have connections with the racetrack or here in Brownsburg. We have so many racing shops here in Brownsburg. We have some people connected with the Colts. So of our 67 members, they all reached out and they helped us.
No matter what comes our way, we can always turn it around and get something good out of it.
Yeah, and that's that's exactly what she's done with this. A lot of the community comes out and supports her. We've got a lot of American Legion riders from other areas that come out, and just the community comes out from the blood drive. So.
Well, it's cool to see you here. I know you do a lot of big things, and the Blue Star Ride obviously is one of the largest ones in Indiana. And can you tell us just a little bit about that ride coming up?
Sure. The Ride for the Salute in conjunction with the Indiana Blue Star Salute is June 21st of this year, starting at Indy West Harley-Davidson. This year will be ending at Hendricks County Fairgrounds. And the proceeds from that go to the American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund, which is a scholarship fund for orphans of soldiers that have given it all. And this ride for the 9th year in a row is still only $10.
Is that right?
We never raised the cost. Everybody participating, that pays their entrance fee will still get a T-shirt this year. It's I don't know of another ride that in the last 9 years that I've been on that's still that cheap.
I know you're doing a blood drive later on today, correct?
Correct. We're going to start the day with a memorial ride, stopping at the cemetery and then doing a 90-minute ride. And then when we come back, we've got the blood drive set up with Indiana Blood Center from 12 to 5 today. And we're hoping, last year we got about 72 units, and this year we're hoping to get a few more.
So where is the ride going today?
We're going to mainly stay in Hendricks County. It's just a 56-mile loop through the county. Nice, easy ride today. It's a little cool out, so we won't be on the interstate, so it'll be a lot of fun.
So you have a lot to do with what goes on for the course of the year and that kind of stuff?
Yep, I do. I also got a very, very good e-board, so I just delegate everything out to them.
Well, that's the best way to do it. That way, but it all rolls downhill. So eventually it's all going to come back to you, right?
I know it. It always does.
Is that why you took a break in between being director here?
Yeah, I did. I had to clean up.
You got a bunch of good people here. I tell you, we've had a lot of fun here. Sometimes we go to rides and you can't get anybody to say anything. Here, everybody's talking and everybody's having a good time and they're laughing, and that's what we like to see. All right, Jennifer, I know you were dying to get on TV. I know you chased us down. You kept begging and pleading. It's your turn. What brings you to the ride today?
I actually work with Nora Day, and so since I've worked with her, something she's always done, and we always here to support. So.
Well, it's good that you support. It's and there's a lot of people coming out today.
This is bigger than it's been. I don't remember this many bikes last year, so I'm for her sake, and it's for a great cause. It's a scholarship to put kids through school, so everyone should be out here.
Jerry, I noticed you're riding a Spider, and I've always wanted to ride one, so I just wanted to ask you about it and see how you like your Spider.
I like it quite a bit. I've had it a little over a year now, and it's really nice. It's it takes a little bit of getting used to versus a two-wheeled motorcycle, but once you get the hang of it and it takes a few hundred miles, it's really nice. It handles really well, and it's a blast to ride.
Did you take any long trips, or is it just in-town riding?
Oh no, we've gone quite a bit. I've gone to North Carolina last year. I went to Maggie Valley, North Carolina, rode it on the Dragon. I took that on the tail of the Dragon.
How did this ride on the Dragon? Because I've rode the Dragon and absolutely loved it, but how was it on the Dragon?
It's really a lot of fun, and there's a computer in here that we call the Nanny, which doesn't allow you to get too crazy on it going into turns and stuff, and a couple times it kicked in on when I was on the Dragon. So it handled real well. You just got to be a little nimble, and it doesn't lean like a two-wheeled motorcycle does. You have to do the leaning, but it was a lot of fun.
So you don't get to drag the pegs on the ground.
Oh no, you don't get to do that.
I'm here with Brownsburg's finest. I know you guys got your bikes out here. You ready to lead this ride?
Yeah, we are. It's the first one of the year. We're pretty excited about it. See how it goes. Great weather. No rain, no hail. Yeah. I think we're good to go.
So what is the trick to leading a group of bikes?
Safety, ride within your limitation. Keep the route or keep the ride you know, at a nice escorted pace so the officers can work in front and behind. You know, there's 2 of us doing 55 bikes today, so I mean, it takes a lot of work getting all those intersections, making it safe for everybody to get through.
Now, you guys got some pretty cool shirts. Can you tell me a little bit about the design?
The design's actually, the cat here is Nathan's own drawing. He drew this cat everywhere he went. He was a very funny kid, but everywhere at home, on people's cars, and so everybody knew that Gentry was around. And then this year we've added some wording that kind of describes Nathan, maybe favorite things he said, or just little things like, you know, the blue eyes, and that represents the blue shirts for today. But again, what I wanted to say was we just want to focus on how Nathan lived, which was helping other people and giving. And so with starting a scholarship in his name, all the money goes for the scholarship to send a senior to college for a year, $1,000 scholarship. And then with the blood drive, but again, just want to focus on how he lived versus how he died.
That is really cool. Can you tell me the story about the hoopty?
The hoopty, he might have had a few accidents with his car.
Just a few.
And so he had a red car, but he had a black door, and then he might have had a cracked windshield. But he went to pick apart himself and bought like an H from a Honda and the O from the Oldsmobile and P from the Pontiac and whatnot. But then he epoxied that onto his trunk, and we came home one day and we were like, well, there's the Hoopty Mobile. So that kind of stuck. So we've kind of named his cat the Hoopty Cat. And then, with all of his friends, they want to remember it as Hoopty for life. So.
That is really cool. I love the shirts. I love you guys' attitude, the spirit that you guys carry with you, and I know it's going to be a good ride.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for us this week.
We're going to call it a wrap. We got bikes going behind us. Hey, if you like the outtakes, make sure you stay tuned to this. There's a lot of them on this episode. Well, hey, we appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next week. And remember, it's not what you ride.
It's that you ride.
Last year, it said Dorman, D-O-R-M-A-N, instead of N-O-R-M-A-N.
Spell it for me and then tell us where you're from.
My name's Norman Bayless, B-A-Y-L-I-S-S.
Let's spell the first name.
N-O-R-M-A-N. That's N.
For the Nathan, the American Legion, Brown. For the American Legion in Brownsburg.
Do you have any I just kind of lost it there myself. Hey, I'm here with Doug and Nora. I almost said Nora Jones. I almost did. Doug and Nora Jones. This is how TV magic is made.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it and I'll figure it out.
Didn't he do this interview since she's an Indian? Cowboy and Indian? On the caption, you can just say Speedway-ish.
American Legion Post 331 ALR, Events Coordinator and Communications Officer.
Spell it. All right, Dorman, so you are the